process and methodologies of UI UX. It involves understanding the various stages, methods, and principles employed to create user-centric interfaces and experiences as below. We have the research analysis, user personas and journey mapping, wireframing, prototyping, visual designs, usability testing, interactive designs, accessibility considerations, collaboration and communication, documentation. Then we have continuous learning and improvements. So that's just for I'm just trying to be brief. So for the second question, I believe conducting user research and creating personal research. Conducting user research and creating personal steps in the UX design process to ensure that the final product meets the needs and expectation of the target audience. Who are the target audience? The target audience are actually the end users, I believe. Uh, the, we can have some guidelines on how to approach the users research and creating personal research. The first one is we have to define the research goals. This is where you clearly outline the objectives of your research. What specific questions do you want to ask? Do you want to answer rather? What insight are you looking to gain? You have to identify the target audience. That is, you have to determine who your users are. We also need to choose research methods. These research methods could be you can use your surveys, you can conduct interviews, you can also use observational studies, and you can also use analytics. Analytics in the form of, you can analyze data from a web or app usage to identify patterns and trends in user behaviors. We can also conduct research. How do you conduct this research? This is by executing your chosen research to gather data. As you need to ensure that your samples size is representative of your target audience. Also, we need to do a data to analyze our data. Once you've collected data, you need to analyze it to identify the key themes, patterns, and insights. You also need to look for common pain points, preferences, and behavior among the users. We have to create the user personas. And what do you do when creating these user personas? Based on insights gathered from your research, you need to develop fictional personnel that represents different segments of your target audience. Each personnel should include demographic information, goal, motivations, behaviors, and pain points relevant to your product or service. You also need to give your personal names.
We just try to summarize so we can move forward. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually looking at time.
All right, so we also need to validate the personals, then use personals in designs. By conducting through user research and creating well-defined personals, you can better understand your target audience and design users' experiences that meet their needs and expectations. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. So group D, the last group, let's quickly do this and let's move forward. Group D. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Group D, yeah. Group D, are you guys here? Please, the last group.
Hello, we are yes, sir.
Hey, now somebody to talk now.
We have a representative already. I think he's the one speaking now.
I can't hear anybody.
Speaking, yes.
Can you speak up? Sorry, can you guys hear anybody talking?
No, not at all.
Okay, now speak up, please. Group D. So what's going on today? Who is the person now?
His name is Yakubu. Yakubu is the one representing us.
So if Yakubu is not available now, can you talk from Yakubu?
Okay,
Yeah.
I can come in then. If
Yeah, fast. We have just 5 minutes. By 7:35, we should 40, we should run it off. Mr.
okay, sir.
Patrick, mute your
So
mic.
good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
So the question 1 says
Good
exploring
evening.
the design process and methodologies for UI and UX designer. The design process for UI and UX designer typically involves several stages and methodologies aimed at creating intuitive, visually appealing, and user-friendly digital experiences. Here is an overview of the design process along with common methodologies used by UI and UX designer. Research discovery. That is the number 1 point over there. I will just be taking it as in a bullet form in order not to save time. We have competitive analysis. We have research and discovery. That is the first point. The second point is competitive analysis. The third one is define goals and objectives. So, and under that, we have define users' personnel, define users' stories, ideation and conceptualizations, brainstorming, wireframing, prototyping, and we have again design development and user designs. We have testings and alterations, and we have implementation and handoff. So those are the summary of question. The summary of question 1 is that by following a structured design process and leveraging appropriate methodology, use UI and UX designer can create impactful digital experience that meets users' needs, align with business objectives, and drive engagement and satisfactions. So question 2 says conducting users or research and creating users' personas. A UI and UX designer conducts users research and creates users persona through several steps. Number one of the steps is define the research goals. And second is identify target users. Choose researcher's method, gather data, analyze the data you gathered, and create users persona through those data that was gathered. Validate persona. Use persona in design and iterate and redefine. By following these steps, UI and UX designer can conduct effective users research and create users persona that guide the design process towards creating user-centered solution. Thank you.
Okay, good. This is what I would say. Thank you guys for, there's a lot of digging and there's a lot of I'm hearing something new. I'm hearing a lot of, similar discussion we were doing today. But this is what I want to say to everybody now is that I believe everybody in your group participates in this assignment. As a group unit head or a group something, please, if somebody is not active in your group, let me know so that I can report the person. One person cannot be working and another person will be, eating the favor of what people are doing. It has to be a team work. That is why, because when real projects start now, it is not that one person will do everything. We are going to share it. One person can do 5 screens, another person will do another screen, so that you guys will work differently remotely. And you guys will be working on the same project remotely. Not that one person you have to do design from beginning to end. That is the reason why this unity that I'm trying to make it work out, so that it will be easier. The point, for instance, if you want to develop a web page of maybe like 10 slides or a 10 project page, maybe one person will do home page, contact us page. You understand? The other person will do maybe the sign up page, will do the. So the reason is because if the synergy is not together, we might not be having good results. You understand? So that is that. So moving forward, yeah. Thank you guys once again for doing the assignment. I'm hearing some interesting things. I believe that you guys work together. I believe that your first assignment was carried out. You understand? And then class captain or assistant, if you are here, kindly note the number, the name or the attendance that are available. So moving forward for today's class, so still more discussion and deliberation before we move. I believe we all have the syllabus now, so that you can follow up. I told you where to get the syllabus. The syllabus is on the website. When you press the when you go to your registration, you see everything there. So that's where we are picking this topic one by one. Before we now move to fully practical. So moving forward, I think we are moving fast. Normally, this discussion takes us like a month, but we are doing it this second week already. So it's
Sorry,
something
sir.
that
Is it the Code Africa website that we can get
yes,
this?
it's on Code Africa website.
Okay,
So
sir.
moving forward, and if you have anything to say, if you have a comment, just drop it on your chat so that I can get the question, I can open it at the same time. So exploring the design process and methodology. A lot of I've heard something interesting. I believe I'm happy in a way, in the sense that it will make my work easy so you can move faster. As also, I believe that if we do our proper assignment, our thought process should align. I believe you should understand that. You should know that it should align so that our work will be more faster, and then you have more intuition in assignment. So if you notice that each of all these topic has in-depth definition, just like we should know how to break it down, that will suit us in respect of the level at which we are. Okay, so exploring the design process and methodology. The first thing you need to understand here is like exploring is one, design process is another thing, and methodology is another thing. From the word explore, to know more, then the design process in terms of how do you think about design, in terms of how to determine the kind of designing that you'll be doing. Then the third one is the method. So each of every bullet point here, each of bulletin here is boils down to individual process, how we work. You understand? How we work. So your kind of design process can be different from your other person, but the end point is that you want to achieve a particular goal. Do you understand that part? You might
Yes, I
want to
understand.
achieve different things, but our process are very different, which basically talks about the method that each or any individual is trying to implement. Okay, so moving forward, let me explain that in full details. So now this offer is insight into our product. Your product is your Facebook, Zoom link, just name any app that are available to you so that you can, understand better the way I'm explaining. This offer insight into, I'm trying to explain the exploring the design process and methodology now. This offer insight into how product, the system and experience are conceptualized and developed and refined. Just like, the way Facebook started initially compared to the way it is now. The system keep developing every day. Trust me, there will be another development very soon, and they will implement. Before there was nothing like Meta. Meta was a combination of Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. You understand? Because the three products fall under Facebook now, so they find a way to combine them together to do marketing. That was where Meta came from. There's another one that they did a launch in last year, which is this hologram Meta, what's it called? That Mark Zuckerberg illustrated one time like that. You understand? So that's another concept, another idea. It's another product on its own entirely, which the product has a system, which is the mechanism inside. The experience, what the people are going to enjoy, me and you understand, are conceptualized. Those are how the ideas are being coming up. Somebody can come up with the chat button. Somebody can come up with the slides section. Somebody can come up with the Windows slide. Somebody can come up with the list. Somebody can come up with the grip. But bringing everything together will make sure that, okay, this is what we are trying to achieve. Then when you are done with that, you develop that kind of idea with different conceptualizations from different person. Then when it is now done, your job has not ended. That is the beginning of your job. So that as time goes on, you need to refine that idea. You need to make it easier for people to be able to use. That's your job as a UI person. You are not meant to design and leave the product there. You are meant to give the organization suggestion. Okay, sir, when this one is like this, so this is the next thing I'm thinking. It will be easier for people to understand or how to use it. That's your job as a UI person. Then design encompass a broad spectrum, including graphic design, industrial design, user experience design, and architectural design, and more. That is when you now start redefining your products. You need to know, okay, I think this space is too much. Let us reduce the size. I think this design look more of printing design. We need to put it on a digital design. Where I think that this for people to be able to get this thing, it takes them a lot of time. So let us now know how I'm going to readjust it to this better format. Do you guys understand? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand me?
Yes, we do.
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So moving forward now. So I have some common methodology and steps which involve the design process that enable the design ability so that it's something that can assist and can guide us. Now I want to put this to you that that your design or your app development is not just development. You are solving a problem. That's the first thing you need to know. If there's no problem, there's no solution that you are meant to do. Without problem, there's nothing that you are solving. Part of the problem does not mean that maybe somebody break leg or something. You are solving a global problem that even though you are in Africa, you can use the product in China, or you can use the product anywhere, provided that what's it called? Provided that the problem is all over, is a global solution, and the app or the solution can be used somewhere. So now, as a product designer, you are not allowed or you are not permitted to call an app an app. It is meant to be a solution because it's a problem that was being solved. Do you understand? So now, moving forward, please note this common methodology, which is this is what we are using as our guide. Trust me, what we've all been saying since morning too is actually nice, but I would like us to look at this and let us try to understand it better. You can go back and screenshot in case you want that, so that you can get in details about what we are talking about. So the first one is understanding the problem rather. The problem is the product, because without problem, there's no solution. So before diving into design, it is crucial to understand that the problem or the opportunities at hand, because every problem is an opportunity. This involves gathering information, conducting research, and emphasis with the users or stakeholders who will interact with the final product or solution. That is talking about getting to know, for instance, just like the way I used to use my keyboard or mouse. Prior to this time, I used to use a wired keyboard and wired mouse. You understand? And then there's limits to where I can take my mouse and my keyboard to. But you know, when the Computer Institute want to develop something, they asked people that are using the wired mouse, what is the problem you have what are your challenges? Most of them that they were not able to use, like they cannot use their system. They have to do with their system most of every time. So they cannot stay away from my system because of some people have eye problem. So those are the research they come across, and other researches that enable them to come up with Bluetooth keyboard, Bluetooth or wireless keyboard or Wi-Fi keyboard. You understand? Because without those problems, we cannot redefine what has been on the ground. You understand? So for instance, if let's use our Uber. When Uber came, we have Taxify. The reason is there's still a solution at which they are, you know. Now I think Uber is doing they're doing OP now. They're not adding another solution to their. I think they can order ride, they can order bike to on Uber at the moment. So you know, if you notice that everybody is trying to, before anything can be added to an app, a UI person need to suggest that. A UI person need to come with different ideas so that you know the product or the service can serve people better. Yeah, so that's that. So the second one is the research. So research basically is a fundamental aspect of the design process. That's it. Without research, there's nothing that you are designing, unless you repeat what has been in the market space. But if you want your product to be unique, you want your your selling unit to be very guided, you understand? So the fundamental has to be research. What is the research? What are people saying about this? Have you carried out the research about your new product? That's the first thing you need to analyze. Then it involves gathering of data, conducting an interview. You can do it in any form. Survey, analysis, existing solution, or competitors. Those are the people that you can talk to. Those are the people you can relate with, or go to market. If you want to design a product, market woman, you go to the market, ask them questions. What are they suffering? What is their major problem? Then with that, you are able to solve a lot of problems, a large number of problems. This helps designer gain insight into user needs, behavior, and pain points. You understand? So the next one is ideation. After noticing the problem, the next thing you go for research. Then the third one is the ideation, bringing those ideas and solutions together. Now let's read. Ideation is the process of generating ideas to solve the problem identified in the research phase. Are you connecting those dots now together? Are you connecting it? Understand the problem, you go for research, then ideation. This is where the product, this is the process. This is where it begins. You understand? Ideation is the process of gathering ideas to solve the problem identified in the research phase. This often involves brainstorming section, sketching, mapping, and other creative techniques to explore different concepts and possibilities. Do you understand? If you notice that the dots are connecting to each other. Moving forward, please.
Yes, Gaspar, remember.
So who's that?
REMD.
You said?
EER.
Who is this person?
RER, I can't hear you.
Who is this person? I'm going to Jessica. Careful. So then the next thing here is the next thing is a prototype. A prototype basically talks about the process at which, let me read. Prototype involves the creating scaled down version of the product or solution to test and ideate upon. Prototype can range from low fidelity sketch or wireframe to high fidelity interactive mockup or physical model, depending on the context. So what this talks about basically is just that after getting the problem, you've done your research, then the next thing your prototype. Your prototype can be on sketch of paper. You can draw it on a paper. Okay, this is how I want the home page to be. From this page, it should take us to this page. So you know where your idea from one point to another, you know what and where it should be, where your home button should be, where your signing in needs to be, where your what is it called, where your buy needs to be, and so on and so forth. Do you understand? You understand that in paper. So it could be on paper one, and it could be on Figma, which is going to be low fidelity. Low fidelity is just like drawing a box to show where you want to be, just like a box and a text. You are not doing anything, you are not using image, you are not using anything, just a shape and a text will do that. You understand? That is how it is. That is what prototype is, just to give an insight of what you want to do. Then if that is being executed, the next thing is what we call testing and feedback. Okay, what if we've done this part? So this is what we should be expecting, right? So let's read. The testing prototype, which actual users or stakeholders is essential for gathering feedback and validate design precision. This iterative process helps identifying usability issues, gathering insight, and refine the solution further. So this one, I have a good example of this one so that you understand. When OP came to Limelight in 2018, 2019, I was in LAG then. Yeah, I was in LAG then. OP came to Unilag, and what's it called? All these boats, is it boats or whatsoever? Boats came to Unilag to do their texting feedback. They were using students. They were using students for their texting. So they were instead of students to take bus from Yaba to Unilag, maybe 100 naira, they were taking them 15 or 20 naira at that time, at that point. So a lot of students were using it. So automatically, our students are using the product. They were able to get a lot of feedback. We don't like this, your driver picks up late, you understand? So they use that medium avenue to solve that problem. The same thing goes to OP too. When OP came to, OP was doing 10 naira to student, 10 naira to order food of 500 for student there. So OP partner with food vendor University of Lagos to give people food just to use their app with just 10 naira. So if you use that app 10 naira, you can buy food at worth of 500 naira. That is that is what it is called test and feedback, because at that point, a lot of people are using the app. So if the app now shuts down when they're using it, so the engineer needs to know that they need to go back and work on it so that they won't have that stuff if they enter the market. Do you understand? Those are the tests and those are the things that go underground before the product is finally launched. So by the time Unilag students, like let me say like 20,000 users in Unilag would use their app without problem. So now they can go to market that, okay, we have 10,000 users already that they are active. You understand? So when they move from that place, they move to the bigger section where they are, to the bigger market, and they are where they are today. So that's that. So the next one is the interactive design. This is rare in a linear process. It's often involve multiple iterations based on feedback and insight. During texting, iteration design allows for continuous improvement and refinement of solution. So now this one talks with analysis. So there's what we call data analysis in terms of your product. When it has been when people have been using it, there's a feedback form that has to be there, or there is a user-based analysis. When, for instance, maybe you just start from maybe first month, maybe you have 10,000 users. You see the algorithm showing that in this month or so month, 10,000 people use it. Do you understand? So maybe in the next one, maybe instead of the number to increase, the number decreases. So you as a developer, you are meant to ask the developer that as a UI person, you have to make, okay, what is the report from this month to this month? So what are they using more? What is the major application? What app or what section do they use? Do they use the chatting mobile very well? Or do they use the dancing mobile very well? You be the one to you get that feedback from inside the feedback that is going to enable you to understand how the users are enjoying it. Because without those users giving feedback or based on the back-end report, you might not know what to do. You understand, in terms of your next development or your redefinement. So moving forward, which is we have the implementation and product and production. You understand? So once this design has been redefined, I'm going to block this person that is talking, please. Don't be. So once the design has been refined and validated, it is time to what? It is time to move implementation or production. This involves translating the design into the tangible products, whether it is a digital interface or physical interface or architecture or structure. It's as simple. When, just like what I've explained, when things has been used or being used, so just to, put it to use for people to be using, and then provided people are using it, you get feedback, and then you keep implementing on your product, which is your design. So number 9, which is the evaluation. Basically, this evaluation basically enable you, just like when your product has been launched or implemented, the design does not end. As I said, it doesn't end. You keep evaluating, you get feedback from users, you monitor what their performance, the metric, just like the analysis that I talk about, like the iteration. Identify areas for further improvement is needed, is your job. Only you, a UI person, can shut down a product and can give it a life. It depends on how the basic things are being developed. Okay, so we have several methodology and framework guide that will guide your process of designing. So the first one is design thinking. Design thinking is a very broad stuff, a very broad stuff that that could shaping your design. How well do you reason? How well can your thought insights about design is very key. How can you easily, or how do you easily bring designs to life? We can have the same idea, but our implementation can be different. But what makes your implementation different? It is your level of design thinking. How reason, how creative are you? And for your creative to be very strong, you need to have put a lot of process together. Starting from number 1 to number 9 is very key, because if you put all those things together, it will shaping your level of reasoning in solving a problem that's going to go across strata. It won't be it won't be a stereotype kind of situation. That will be very broad and very distinct. You understand? So design thinking, okay, a woman-centered approach to what? To innovate that emphasize the empathy, ideation, prototype, and testing, which is very key. It's very, very key, please. You should all know this. You should know how this works. Let me emphasize on the empathy, the ideation, the prototyping, and the testing. If you are designing, you should know that, okay, so by this time, so in this kind of, let me give you an instance. So now, for instance, maybe a business now, we want to be selling recharge card. I know we have MTN, we have Glo, we have Etisalat, we have Airtel. As a designer, you can say, okay, let me start with Airtel. I know that people are buying Airtel. Why people are not buying Airtel? So people say, I want MTN. So what do you think? You will design Airtel and you open coming soon MTN. That's your thought process, telling them that, okay, there's a new product coming up. You understand? So you build your, as a designer, you know how to approach that part, and you know how to make it unique in the sense that people can as well get to know that something is coming up. So maybe you have access to launch Airtel, be MTN, you do Glo. You understand? So you always make people come back to you. That's your job. So that's it. I argue design. Okay. Iteration and incremental approach to design, often used in software development, where solution involve true collaboration and adaptive planning. So in this part of I give just like a structured way of designing, just like I believe we know what Trello is. How many of us know what Trello is? Hello?
Sir, what? Hello or Tello?
Trello.
No, not at all.
Okay, so you can just Google Trello, sha. It's just like a calendar, but basically using the tech world where a developer, UI person, you'll be a queue manager, product manager, everybody will be on it or for a project, right? So it enables everyone to know what is meant to do per day as is our task. If you're meant to do that is your task. That is what that does. So you understand? So it creates an increment approach to design. So everybody can put your what's it called? Put your feedback, go in and go on. So it's often used in software development where solution involve true collaboration and adaptive planning. So just Google or Trello or go to your Play Store or on the App Store. You can see how it is, how to use it on YouTube so that you understand better. Lean UX, focusing on minimizing waste and maximizing value through rapid prototyping, testing, and iteration. This basically enables you to know more about the value, like where you're meant to use one slide, you should not use two. Where it needs for it to load once, you should not load more than one. You understand? So that's the US. US basically enable the easy access and flexibility of your designs. You understand? So then the next one is double diamond. So the Trello is TRELLO. Trello. So the next one is a double design. A design framework consists of 4 phases: discovery, define, and development and delivery. You understand?
Yes.
Which emphasize divergent and convergent thinking to arrive at innovative solutions. It's as simple. You discover, you define, you develop it, and you deliver it. You understand? It's as simple as that, so that you won't get lost. So the Scrum. So the Scrum basically is a framework for managing complex projects, used often in software development, that emphasize collaboration, transparency, and adaptation. It's more like because it's under Scrum Master, we have Agile development, right? So it's under Scrum Master, we have Agile development, which enable us to do more, just like the way Trello works. Most of the Scrum Master users use Trello. There are other apps too that can do what Trello does, but the popular one is what people get to know better. Because the Scrum Master is another course on its own. That's where major product designers or major project managers use. There's no any project manager that doesn't know what Scrum is. Okay, so that's that. So moving forward, basically, let's go to conducting user research and creating user personnel. This is more like research, basically. To sincere with us. It's more like research, just like what we've been talking about since morning, based on what you've already shared, conducting user research and how to create to personnel. So let me just summarize it. So for instance, do we all know what pyramid rule is? Maybe like a sales funnels channel where you want to get you want to get the defined results. So you cast your net to the sea. When you filter it, it keeps narrowing down. It keeps narrowing down. It keeps narrowing down to the perfect one. So if you want to make a product, you make it open first. You see how people respond to it. You understand? So you now be filtering it to the best last person that, okay, this person, this product, these are the people where this product is being targeted to. So you get. So let's move forward, please. So let me explain. This is essential steps in design process, as they help designer gain insight into the needs behavior, understand, needs, behavior. Now, the first one, they don't talk about behavior. The first one was talking about the outlook, which is talking about the UI. Why is talking about the UX? Don't forget. And preference of their target audience. The insight is to needs, behavior. What this one is going to tell us is the emotion attached to your product, how people have attachment to it. Okay. So guides on how to conduct user research and create user personnel yourself. The first one is define research objective. State clearly defining the objective of your user research. It has to be clear. What question do you want to answer? You understand? What question do you want me to answer for you? You state all these things one by one. You can see how they are being itemized. You understand? What question do you want them to answer? What insight are you hoping to gain? What do you want to gain? This one is talking about the emotion part of your work. This will guide the entire research process. Do you understand? Then the next one is identify target audience. Determine who your target users are. This could include existing customer, potential users, or specific demographic group. You understand? This involves understanding your audience is crucial for conducting effective research. You can see this is more talking about person than the product. The other one was talking about more about the product, but this one is talking about the person who wants to use the product. Okay. So now let's talk about this now. Choose research method. Which method do you want to use? There are various methods you can use to gather insight about your users. Include one, interview, one-on-one, random interview, group interview, which is going to be deeper to their experience, relatives, their needs, and their pain and points. You understand? Survey. User to gather quantitative data from large sample of users. Survey can help to validate findings from qualitative research. 3, observation studies. Observe users in their natural environment to understand how to interact with product or service. 4, focus group. Maybe you want to do for group units. Bring together a small group of users to guide discussion, to gather insights and feedback. 5, analytics. Analyzing quantitative data from source such as web analytics or app usage metrics to understand the user behavior. You understand? If you notice in all these sections that are just method at which you can use to do your research methodology, which enable you to get different reports for different product base. Do you understand? So the product that you can use Navi for, you might not use Survey for it. The one that you use Survey for, you might not use observation for it. The one that you use Observation for, you might not use Focus for. And it's possible to do everything for one particular product. That's why we have product research. Moving forward, please. Number 4, recruit participants. Recruit participants who represent your target audience. Consider the factors such as demography, behavior, and attitude to ensure diversity in your sample. For instance, if you want to build a product for Makoko people that stay in the slum, obviously you cannot go to VGC to go and do research for them. You understand? They are mainly your target audience. If you want to do products for them, you go to what's it called? If you have questions, keep your question after the class. So you ask your question. I'm going to take any question. You get? So your product has to be done in a certain way that is going to meet the needs of the people that really want it. Okay. So the next one is collect data. Collect data, basically, this conduct your research using choose method. Like take notes, it can be a note, it can be video recording, it can be an interview, depending on how you want to use. It can be a picture data. You understand? The next one is analyze your data. Once you get your information, okay, what and what is needed? What and how is needed? Do you understand? And how is it going to be? How to analyze it? This. Once data collection is complete, analyze the findings to identify the common theme, pattern, insights, looks for recruitment, problem users need, and the opportunity for improvement. Opportunity for improvement, which is very key. So that is why you're doing your research. And the next thing is create user personnel, because you are creating for individual, not for group now. This is based on the insight gathered from your research. Develop users personnel. User person can feature presentation of your target user, and typically include details such as demographic goal, challenge, behavior. Each persona should represent a distinct segment of your target audience, which is going to be, which we all know as narrow target audience. So moving forward, please. Sharing findings. Present your research findings and user personnel to stakeholders, including designer, developers, and decision makers. This helps ensure everyone has a shared understanding of the users and their needs, what they need and what they do not need. You understand? So everybody, after getting every feedback, share it to your stakeholders, your MD, your designer, so that when it's designing, you know what to design. That's that. Use personnel in design. Incorporate user, that is, have to redefine it individually per person. Now, incorporate user personnel into the design process to guide decision making, prioritizing features, consider how each personnel would interact with the product or service, and tailor the design to meet their needs. It's very key and it's very important. So iterate, as we all know, research, design, reproduce again to develop. User research and personnel creation are iterative process. As you gather more information, data, insights, continue to refine your persona and update them to ensure they accurately reflect your users. It's very key. At the end of every gathering information, people change. Just like, for instance, the era of millennium, if you are building a product for them, you might not likely fit in for Gen Z. You understand? I'd not say it might not work, but Gen Z kind of feedback to it might be different. So that's why research keeps going in, coming out. You just have to do your research, and it has to be very in-depth. So that's it. So if you have any question regarding today's class, I think somebody has he has a question. If you have a question, just let me know. Question time. Just raise up your hand or drop your hand. Okay. Benedict. Yeah. Ask your question so we can.
Not to waste much time. I kept seeing that demographics, and I don't really understand that meaning of that demographics.
Okay, demographic simply means location. Demography, location, combination of location, time zone. You understand? For instance, a demography can be Lagos, can be Ogun State. You understand? More like location.
Okay, yeah.
And it could be a place.
Okay.
Another person, please.
But that means, like, sorry,
Okay.
that means, for instance, now, let me say the date, the time, and the time zone on our phone now, just like demographics.
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other person again?
Yes, sir.
If you're happy, just raise up your hand. So I'll read your name out and I'll call you. Because people need to listen to this class. They need to listen. So it should not be rowdy. You understand? So just raise up your hand or drop the comments. Okay, good. Oh, you didn't know I came. Oh, yeah.
Okay, sir. I noticed that point number 4 was not stated in the first slide.
Let me go back again.
When we are talking about methodologies.
Number 4. I said it now. Recruitment participants.
We didn't get it on the slide.
This is my slide now. Are you not seeing number 4? Guys, I
We are
guys not
seeing it.
Now number 4 is there now. And I explained it too.
Okay. No, not this, so sir. Not this. Methodologies.
Okay, let me check. Let me go back. Number 3. Oh, that was when I was developing it. That was an error for my. Not like the numbering, not the. It is the numbering.
Okay,
It is the numbering, not the content, but the numbering.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
Yes.
Yeah. So, any other question, please? Any other question, please? If you have any other question, anybody? Okay, so.
Can you hear me?
Okay, go ahead.
Sir, please, mine is not a question. I just want to say you should help us and send this your document.
No.
Instead of the video.
I'm not sending documents. No. It is after the class, at the end of the class. Yeah, it will be sent. It will be sent, but not because you see, I'm taking the class from slide by slide now. So we have like close to a lot of tasks that we've not done. So I can't do that. Do you understand?
Thank you, sir. Yes.
So any other discussion?
Yes, I raised up my hand, but I don't know whether you I don't know why you're not seeing it.
Okay, go ahead.
My own is a question.
Okay.
This side, this research, and then I'm coming, sorry, sir.
Is it first or second one?
This sir?
First one or
This
second one?
choose the first one, choose research method. My question there is during this research, and for you to know what people what is their challenge and what they are facing, and to get to do what they want, are you like going to DM them one by one? Either you just go online to search.
So let me tell you, the best way to get good info, to get best research is more one-on-one. A lot of companies pay researchers. They do a lot of, just like if you are doing final year project now, that you give your questionnaire to people to fill for you. It's a research. It's people. So they'll collect the research together. They need to go analyze they will need to go analyze the results of your this thing. You understand? So maybe it is either strongly yes, strongly no. Understand? So at the end of the day, how many people that choose strongly yes? If it is 10, they'll record it down. If it is so they will not take the results to analysis, e.g., Excel, to draw a graph. So that graph will now show them that okay, we have high people saying no, low people saying yes, and the reason will be there. So if we have high people saying yes, means that product should go in yes direction. Do you understand? But that does not stop you doing online research too. Don't get me wrong. You can do online. But the best way to get people to get results to something is more like one-on-one. You can set a team member to go there, it's a lot. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So that's it. So any other question, please? Any other question, please? So, okay. In absence of no question, let's quickly go to let me explain our assignment paper. This one is very simple, basically. So it's more like our information architecture and user flow. Just read about it as usual. So as time goes on, we are getting closer to the practical aspects. And your class on Wednesday is not class with me. It's class with yourself. And then that is the first thing you are doing on Saturday. Finish on Saturday by God's grace. That's the first thing we're discussing. So do your assignments with your group members, and group members or leader, anybody that is not in for the meeting that you guys decide to have your class, let us know. You understand? Because the point is going to fall back if we are asked to do assignment, a practical assignment. It's going to fall back on us. And then you will not want your group to be how did they say this in English? To lag behind or to be carrying the last. So everybody wants to do something great. All right. So that's that. So these are assignments, screen it down, screenshots, and then if you want to, so that you won't forget. Okay. So thank you guys for today's class. Hope to see you on Saturday. And then your what's it called? Don't forget to have your class on Wednesday.
Hello, sir.
On Wednesday.
Wednesday is personal. Wednesday is your personal, is your, what's it called? Jessica, this is your first class. You're welcome. Do you have a group? Jessica, do you have a group? You don't have a group. Join the group A. Please, group A, go to the WhatsApp group and ask group A to add you to group A. You understand? Join group A so that you can be in the
I'll explain to you shortly.
Okay. So thank you guys.
Thank
Hello,
you, sir.
Mr. Lumine.
Yes.
Hello, sir. Yeah, somebody search on the website trying to get the scheme of work, but he couldn't get that. So he requested your attention to that. Please, what can we do so that we get the scheme of work before the next class?
If you cannot access it, go to, maybe you need to make it known on the group so that the admin people can know, they can know that the site is not going, so that they can do something on it.
Okay. It's actually me. I was the one trying to. So yeah.
So that I know that you want to see this lab, so that you can have access to it online, so they can know what to do. Maybe the site is down or something. I don't know.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
I believe you guys learned something today.
Serious, sir.
Yes, sir.
My notes don't full.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's always come early, and we know the end goal of this is for everybody to be a good product designer.
Okay, thank you very much.
That's the goal of this class that we're doing. That's it. We need to put our best, our best in this. I believe we'll all have a laptop, a working laptop. Not that the one that class will start.
Yes, we do.
Practical will start, and then we'll be doing it. At that point, you know that I'm nice now. I'm actually nice now. That time I'm not nice, so I can cut the class into, I can have different classes for your different groups. Now I'm nice, so I'm telling you also.
Sorry, I want to ask about that aspect. Now, if I want to share my screen on laptop now, I will need mic so that people can hear me.
No, I'm using my personal laptop mic. I'm not using external mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Each laptop has its own microphone now, so
Yes.
you don't need external mic.
Exactly. So that's how it is.
You can even use your earpiece.
All right.
Okay, now. So you get the recording latest tomorrow morning by God's grace.